Alright, so look, breaking news has transpired basically all over the whole gaming community about Microsoft. So, long story short, when it comes down to Microsoft closed down about four studios, uh, including Crane Austin that did Deathloop and did Redfall, Tango GameWorks, just to name a few. It's about four studios altogether. It's from the Bethesda department. Um, Honestly, and this is just my opinion about it. I don't know what happened to Microsoft. I don't know what happened to Xbox. I don't know what happened to Sony. I don't know what happened to PlayStation. And this is just me being realistic about it. I'm speaking today. I grew out of that fanboy stage of life, so I'm just a realistic gamer at the end of the day. I don't recognize Microsoft for what it used to be. I don't recognize Sony for what it used to be. And when I look at Microsoft closing down their studios, and I understand it's budget cuts, but at the end of the day, though, Microsoft just doesn't have it together in that sense. They really don't have it together. And the reason why I say they don't have it together is they don't listen to the fans that way they should listen to the fans. And we need more IPs. They just closed down studios that made great games like Deathloop, even though it's a good game, but it's not a great game for me. I don't really care for it 100%. You dig? Then you have games like The Evil Within 1 and 2, which I think those are phenomenal games and wish we had another, at least a send-off of the final installment of The Evil Within. And they were supposed to have a Japanese presence in Japan, and they lost that by shutting down their studio, which I think that was a bad move for Microsoft. So Microsoft just made some of the biggest mistakes in the gaming culture, and they receive a lot of scrutiny. And with this happening, they deserve to get scrutinized for this, because basically you have good news and you have bad news. So I don't know what is going on with Microsoft at this point. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not speaking on Sony on this video, because Sony is far worse than Microsoft right now. They're far worse than Microsoft when it comes to their games. So I'm not going to speak on Sony. But Microsoft, I don't know what is going on with Microsoft at this point. I'm not a happy camper with Microsoft. We have yet to see that many first-party titles, and now it's become a situation of skepticism. Is if Hellblade 2 releases, which is supposed to drop later this month, and as gamers we're supposed to be ecstatic about that game, would that studio close down too? A lot of individuals, developers from Microsoft is not happy that these studios had closed down, especially from the other Arcane studio, which one of the directors had went off on Microsoft about the situation. So the question now lies within the Phil Spencer, Matt B, and Sarah Bonds, and even the CEO of Microsoft, Tim Stewart, which I think Tim Stewart, he's a sucker, he's a clown. Basically, Tim Stewart don't know what it is to be a gamer. I don't think Tim Stewart is a gamer at all. I think he's a clown. In my opinion, Phil Spencer, he took over Xbox, but he's making a lot of bad decisions. He started out good with the Xbox One when Don Matrick had basically got fired, but now he's making a lot of irrational decisions, and it's a lot. I wouldn't say 100% Phil Spencer. Like I said, it's more so Tim Stewart. You feel me? But Phil Spencer's at fault with it too, and Aaron Greenberg and Sarah Bonds and Matt B. They all making drastic mistakes that's really making not Microsoft, but making a lot of fanboys that's really switching at PlayStation, which I don't understand why, because PlayStation is in a worse predicament than Xbox at this point. But Xbox right now is just showing that they're not doing a good job. They don't know what it is as being gamers at this point. They don't know what gamers want. They're really just focused on the technology of trying to have the biggest leap gap in gaming history. They just don't have it together at this point, and I'm highly disappointed in Microsoft at this point. And no, am I jumping ship and being a PlayStation fanboy? No. Am I an Xbox fanboy? No. I'm just a realistic gamer. At the end of the day, I'm not gonna sit there and say that I'm going to go to PlayStation. Man, PlayStation got the better games. It's not about that. I'm looking at it like for a standpoint of like, why are Microsoft is making so many mistakes right now? This generation alone, they're making a lot of mistakes that they shouldn't have made. Like Redfall shouldn't have been released that early. Hell, Microsoft shouldn't have closed these studios down. Microsoft should have more of a bigger presence in Japan. So the key question that I have for Microsoft at this point is, what's next? What are they going to do to justify what they did? Are they going to open up new studios that's going to be a leeway for Japan? Are they going to make new deals from Korea? Are they going to open up new studios that's going to bring back the Death Loop sequels and other different games? That's the key question that people will have questions to ask that Microsoft need to answer about. So a lot of people that's in the gaming community that loves Xbox, that are diehard Xbox fans, they're not happy. They're not happy with what's going on with Xbox. People are not happy about Microsoft putting them games on other platforms. People are not happy. And I don't think Microsoft seems to get the message. They say they hear us, but they don't really be receptive to us. Tim Stewart don't give a care. And I've always been saying this when it comes to Microsoft. They don't care about what we want. They just care about the dollar sign. So that's why I'm skeptical about Microsoft in the future because of what they're doing, and they're going to have to hold that L for that. So I'm done with this video. I'm done with what I got to say about it. Comment your thoughts below about what's going on with Microsoft and Xbox, the situation. In my opinion, I think it's just a bad move for Microsoft. This is a bad day in gaming for console owners, and so be it. I'm going to leave it on that note, man. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. Hit the post notification bell for when I drop these videos. And I'm sorry for being late with the delay of these videos. Like I said, working on gamer section stuff. And I got some new content, new reviews coming on the gamer section channel very soon. So definitely stay tuned for that, you dig? I'm out. Peace.